Hello guys, welcome to all of you in Code T Point. My name is Amit and today we are going to continue with Python learning series. In this tutorial, we are going to cover one very important topic which is decision control statement, and we will understand how we can write decision control statement into our Python programming. So decision control statement is nothing but a combination of if and else statement, or you can say it is a if and else block of the code. So some of the people, they might have done similar kind of the programming into other language, and they understand that what is a reasons and how to use if and else statement. But in the Python programming context, we will discuss in the details why we need to use decision control statement or if or else statement. So you can think about like, if we have a multiple criteria or the conditions in our programming to be apply, in that way we can think about decision control statement. So let's say there are some conditions which is supposed to be applied in our program. For example, if you want to purchase a mobile phone, and mobile phone, you have for the mobile phone you have set some criteria, like the conditions or the criteria you have said, that is, this is a desired mobile phone you want, and the features you have think about it. Let's say this phone should have at least 4 GB or 6 GB RAM space. Second is it should have a 120 GB storage space, and the third is it should have at least 50 megapixel camera, and your budget should be under the 20,000 rupees. So let's say these are the four conditions, and with these four conditions you are going to purchase a mobile phone. Until these conditions will be meet, you will purchase your phone or end up with buying the phone. Until it is not going to meet, you will continue your searching or exploring the other phones, right? So the similar thing if we are going to apply in programming inside if and else statement. So let's say the first statement you are going to write if is like, you can say the starting of the conditions, where you are going to write one conditions, and then if the condition will be fulfilled, then one statement will be executed. If this condition will be not fulfilled, then else will be executed. So you can say if in your programming there are branching will be appear. In the branching you can say the conditions. If this condition will be happen, so this thing will be performed. If this condition will be happen, this thing will be performed. So you can say if and else is nothing but a branching of your program. So let's go and understand this piece of the code in Python programming. But before going to that stage, I would like to discuss one more concept over here is, so let's say if you have a multiple conditions, right? If you have a multiple conditions like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, there are multiple conditions, and all those conditions you need to incorporate. In that case, we will use if, elif and else statement. So here elif is giving us a helping hand to write multiple statement between if and else. So you can say elif, through the elif we can write multiple conditions between if and else. It is not a constraint, that is we can write only one elif. We can write multiple elif between if and else statement. So the number depends upon how many conditions you are going to use it. So if you are going to use multiple condition, then you can write multiple elif statement between if and else statement. So let's say we are going to start writing the code in Jupyter Notebook, and we will discuss in a details how we can write this piece of the code. So let's go and start it, guys. In Jupyter Notebook, I'm going to start with very simple program. So let's say in Indian democratic system, the age criteria for the voting is 18 years, and we would like to test that if this condition is getting met or not. That means if your age is greater than equal to 18, you are eligible for vote, else you are not eligible for vote, right? So this simple piece of the code we are going to write and test it out, that is, it is working or not. Okay. So I'm going to write age is 18, correct? And I'm going to write decent control statement through the if and else. So start with if, and after that I'm going to write criteria. The criteria is age greater than equal to 18. And once you will done with criteria, after the if, what you need to do is you need to write colon and then you press your enter. Once you press your enter button, your cursor will be shift one place towards right, and this one space that it is creating, okay, below if, it is called indentation space. It is called indentation space. This is one very important topic we will discuss in the next class, but yes, as of now, since it is coming during the program, so that is why we need to understand that is what it is, like, space. The space is called indentation space, and it is very, very important in the program. So what I'm going to write, after that I'm going to pass one statement. In this case, I'm going to pass a statement. Sorry, you are eligible for vote, correct? If this condition is not going to meet, then else will going to meet. In this case, again I'm passing one piece of this statement. Here I'm going to pass you are not eligible for vote, correct? So look at the code. I have written if, after that conditions, followed by colon, and then press enter, followed by indentation space, then one statement, and after that again else, followed by colon, again press enter, followed by indentation space, and after that there is a one statement. So this is complete block of the code of if and else. Okay. Now let's execute this piece of the code. So what we are getting, you are eligible for vote. Let's say this time I'm passing age is 15, and again I'm executing this piece of the code. So you will get you're not eligible for vote. So let's say I'm going to little improvise this program by taking the prompt from user. In that case, if the user is trying to test it out, that by giving any age, like, any user comes and let's say he is putting his age, in that case, what my message or what my program should be, respond to him or her. So let's say I'm going to use age is equal to int, and this time I'm going to take the prompt through the input and writing enter your age, correct? And rest of the program will remain same. I'm just copying it from here to here and putting in this. Okay. Now, if I execute this piece of the code, it is asking enter your age. So let's say I'm just passing 38. So you are eligible for vote. Again, if I'm executing this piece of the code, let's say this time I'm passing 16. So what it is saying, you are not eligible for vote. So I think this program is working fine. So let's go and test out one more, example. So this time we will consider multiple conditions. So let's say in this case, we will consider the taxation system of India. So according to the tax system of India, it is saying if your personal income fall under the range of 6 lakhs, that means this income will be not a taxable income, right? And if your income falls under the range of 6 to 10 lakhs, then your taxable income will be 5% of the income. And if your income falls above the 10 lakhs and below the 15 lakhs, then you are eligible for 10% of tax rate. So let's say we have a 3 conditions. Below 6 lakhs, no tax. Between 6 to 10 lakhs, 5% tax. And from 10 to 15 lakhs, there is a 10% tax. So let's say we are going to incorporate these 3 conditions and we will use if, elif and else statement, right? So let's go and write this program. Now, again, I'm writing this time income and input, enter your income. Yes, I can write. Then after that, what I'm going to write? Let's say I'm writing if income is less than 6 lakh. Now I'm going to use print your income is not a taxable income, right? Correct. Now the second conditions, for that we are going to write elif statement. Elif, okay, below the if statement, income is greater than 6 lakh and income is this time less than 10 lakh. So in that case, tax will be, in that case, your tax will be, how much it will be? So in that case, your income minus $6 lakh and on that we will apply 5% tax rate, and this time we will do the correct, right? And the third condition, again, if I'm going to write, if it is greater than 10 lakh and below the 15 lakh, in that case, income is greater than, and this time income is less than, correct? So this time the tax will be like, the tax will be, so you can say this time 2 criteria will be applicable. The income after 6 lakh, so that means between 6 to 10 lakhs it will be 5% and above 10 lakhs it will be 10%. So this time we will have a tax of, right, 4 lakh, and in that case we will have a straightforward 5% tax rate, and here the tax will be 10% above the 10 lakhs, right? So it will be 0.10, and in this case I'm going to pass print statement, okay, and if this condition is not met, then else will be meet. If all these three conditions will be not meet, then else will be meet. So let's say anybody has put some wrong informations, let's say a negative number. In that case, your else will be executed, or anybody has put 0. So let's say in this case, I will write, please check your input again, right? Correct. Now let's execute this piece of the code. Okay. So this time, let's say I'm just passing, okay, 9 lakhs. So what is the taxable income? So it is fall into the second criteria. Okay. So in this case, it will be taxable income of 9 lakhs minus 6 lakh, which is 3 lakhs. And on the 3 lakhs, it will be 5% tax, which is 15,000. Correct? So let's say if I'm going to execute this piece of the code again, and this time I'm going to give, let's say 30 lakh 15,000, right? 30 lakh 50,000, sorry. And this time, if I execute this piece of the code, so how much it is? 55,000. So you can check, that is, in this case, this is a 20,000, and in this case, it will be correct. In this case, it will be 20,000 plus the income. So income will be like, 13,500, which is 3,50,000. And on 3,50,000, it will be 10% tax, which is 35,000, and 35,000 plus 20,000, which is 55,000. So this is how the if, elif, and else statement works. I hope you have enjoyed these sessions. Please let me know if you have any queries, and I will try to respond it. Thank you guys. Thank you once again.